Namaste. Good morning, everybody. Hello, my name is Sadhana, and welcome to Live Intuitive Readings, Roundtable Readings. And this morning, I'm really excited. I have Anna.
One misconception of meditation is that
Please forgive
meditating
me.
your mind.
Oh my goodness. Forgive me about that. This morning, I have Anna, Astral Lady Tarot, with me, and it's so amazing to have Anna here. I have been watching your channel for some time, and I love your voice. I love your deep voice, and I love your realness. Your realness. It's a pleasure to listen to somebody who's just so at ease, and it feels like you don't hesitate to say what you need to say, and you feel really comfortable in your own skin, which is amazing. I love
Well,
that.
thank you. There's a lot of nerves behind all of that. I mean, not all of it, but a big chunk of it. But I'm glad to hear that, translates well on the channel. And I'm really happy to be here. So thank you so much for inviting me, Sadhana.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. So Anna is we're about the same latitude on the planet. So Anna's in Amsterdam, and I'm in near Vancouver, British Columbia. So we're both very much in winter and darkness, and we are, of course, different times of the day. It's my morning and Anna's evening. And what time of evening is it for you? 7 or something?
7 p.m. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So we've never connected before, and this is our first time meeting. And I feel intuitively that this is going to be great. I really like your vibe, and we're here today to offer readings. So before we get to that, and feel free to start putting questions into the chat if you like. Um, I just wanted to ask you some questions, if that's okay.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So when did you start your tarot tube channel?
Ooh, well, that's actually a question that I want to answer myself. I can check right now. I mean, I've been thinking about that. Like, when am I going to celebrate how many years on YouTube? Because I don't even know when the first upload was. But um, I believe it was somewhere in summertime, maybe 2 years ago now. So
Yeah.
2.5 years, probably.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. But before that, I was lurking for a really long time.
Lurking, lurking. When did your tarot journey start?
I realized much later on when I rediscovered the cards that I was already playing reading tarot as a child. I think I was around maybe 10 years old, probably a little bit younger. I remember getting those little playing cards. I think they're Italian playing cards, and something very similar, almost equivalent. Uh, Exists in Spanish playing cards. And I
Mhm.
remember being in the attic of our old home, you know, pretending to read cards and actually uh, what's it called, like imagining or making up these meanings, and I was reading for myself and for my stuffed animals and all that. That was way, way, way back. But it's just a funny anecdote because I remembered much later on that I was already playing tarot before I ever thought of buying a deck, The first deck that I bought was the Rider-Waite-Smith, obviously, in those days. And I think I was around 15 years old because I was into all of the kind of witchy stuff. It was the 90s after all. And I figured, well, I'm going to need a tarot deck too. So I got those cards and didn't really connect to them until, again, a few years later when I really started, you know, studying those cards rather than just reading the little white book and not really getting it all that much. Because the little white book, mm, I think we all kind of just, with every Rider-Waite-Smith deck we open, we usually throw that booklet away, I think.
Yeah, I have them all in a little tiny box. I've saved them all. They're all in a box. So I'm curious. So the little girl in the attic playing with cards, did your grandmother read, or an auntie, or where would those cards have come from?
Oh yeah, well, they were just new playing cards. I'm half French, I'm half Dutch and half French from Corsica, and so we every summer we used to, as a family, um, travel to France to see my grandparents and some other family, and then stay a few days, and then take this overnight boat, to arrive in Corsica the next day. And those are Italian companies. So I think one of those, either they were free or we were bored, and our parents just got us these playing cards, and they looked so different than what I knew. So that's why I thought they were magical.
That's cool. That's really cool. I have a very small collection of playing cards. I just acquired a couple of new ones, and I'm really, really curious now. I don't know when this is all going to happen, but I never. I'm I'm a bit of a Excel spreadsheet geek. I do keep track of everything and what I pay for it and when I get it and all that kind of stuff. And so, but I never kept track of the playing cards I started collecting. And I have a few of them. I probably have about 10 decks, and I just got a couple new ones. And I'm thinking, yeah, like there's some even older kind of magic with some of this. And I would,
Hmm.
it's fun. And sometimes, when I'm playing cards at Christmas or when I get together with my family or my kids all come over, we play cards, and sometimes I look at people's hands and I think, there's a message in that hand. When you're actually playing like a card game and you're not, you wouldn't be doing this kind of work, but yeah.
Mm. Yeah, cool. So you actually also read playing cards? Because I still don't.
Well, I I think that comes from, and there's this real kind of confusing energy about which way to go when you're reading playing cards, because when you are reading Lenormand, the Queen of Spades energy, who is the Queen of Swords, is quite different from the Queen of Swords energy. It's not same, same.
Mm.
And so I'm not sure about the rules of reading playing cards. If the rules of reading playing cards, if you want to read it tarot style or you want to read it Lenormand style,
Oh,
because
right.
it's different energy, different meanings. And so I have no idea. I'm a rookie in that. I can read Lenormand, but I just mess around with playing cards. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
But that's cool. That's so cool. I mean, I think the tarot number cards are, original playing cards, probably.
yeah,
Tarot itself, maybe as well, the majors.
yeah,
It's so cool.
yeah. It is. It's fun. Yeah. So, what are you working with now? Like, what's on your tarot table?
I picked up 3 decks for these readings. I'm not sure if I'll actually read with all 3 of these. I realized when I do live readings, I just open up one deck and I just stick to that one. But let me show you. I obviously have, ha ha ha,
Ha
the
ha ha.
Fidel Luna paradoxical. I mean,
Like, here,
this is just
let me make you big, and then you can share.
this is just my deck.
Yes.
So absolutely love it forever. So, and this is a Marseille. I mean, I know the people who are into very traditional Marseille don't consider this a Marseille, but this is Marseille Pip enough for me. You
Yes.
see what I mean?
Yes.
So, yeah, there was swords. Love this. So that would be the Marseille system that I have. And then I've been really feeling, you might have seen that on the Tarot Vlogmas challenge that I'm doing. That is a lot of fun. I'm really feeling the Royal Fez Moroccan Tarot deck because it's a Rider-Waite-Smith clone, but it's just primary colors and so much white, which I don't know, maybe
I
fits the
like.
colder weather.
Yeah, I like the white.
Yeah, yeah, me too. But I really have to be in the mood because I do prefer my Centennial. That's just my favorite Rider-Waite-Smith. But yeah, I like this one.
Nice.
And then option 3, because it's raining all the time, I have my wildwood, but I'm not sure if I'll use it. I've been using it for myself.
Well, I have a bunch, and I'm probably gonna stick with Sacred Bee. I just got the Sacred Bee Oracle, and so I think I'm gonna just work with that. It feels warm. It feels like I want to be warm right now, and so. But who knows what else I might pick up depending on people's questions and so forth. So let's say hi to everybody in the chat, and then we can go back and start to look at the questions. And I know Pallavi was here early on and came back. So hi to Pallavi. Are you in India or where? Let us know where you are, Pallavi. And Shannon, good morning. I feel like I haven't seen you in ages. So welcome. It's nice to have you here. Anna Luisa, hello, good morning. Namaste. Hannah, Dancing Soul Sister. Susanna, hello, good morning. Susanna, where are you? I feel like I don't know where you are either. And Evangelina, there's a lot of one of the things I love about doing this is we get to connect from all over the world, and just reading people's last names. We've got a lot of different countries represented.
Yes, I love that.
Ladanivsky. So
And I also see someone saying hello from Amsterdam.
yes, I saw that as
Wow.
well too. And Ruchi, hello to Ruchi and Clara. Clara is in Czech. Now, which city are you in? I'm not sure. Clara, she's taken a course with me, so I've actually seen Clara's face. And Andy the Wildflower too, who is in Ottawa in the US. That's Hannah. I said hi to Hannah. Donna, hello to Donna. I don't know if both Donnas are here yet. There's the two Donnas that are often on my channel. Donna Rian is here. Hello, Donna. Joseph, this is Joseph. And right, there we go. There's Elena from Amsterdam. And let me go and turn on our names. I usually have my name turned off because I have a banner on. But let me go and put our names on if I can figure that out.
Yeah, I think I just put down Anna.
Let me go and find it. It's very weird. It's disappeared. It's in a new place. There we go. Show display names. There we go. It didn't show.
No. Wow. I love the background though. Do we have the same? Obviously, yeah. It's the starry thing.
Yeah, it's a starry thing. Okay. Hopefully it will. That's funny. Okay. It's turned on now, so hopefully it will. I take that off. Does it show? There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, so Dee is here, and Joey, welcome. Anybody else that I missed? Hello. Erica from Perot, Quebec. Welcome. Clara, yes, I saw you just signed up for it. Yes, that's great. I really appreciate you taking the plunge. So we're going to scroll all the way back up to the top, and we're going to go to Pallavi, who was here half an hour before we even came on. And so Anna, 1, 2, 3 cards, whatever you're feeling, and we'll kind of just take turns, and yeah, no rhyme or reason to how we're going to do this, but we'll just play. So let's send some light and love around Pallavi. I'm not sure, Pallavi, your pronoun is she. Can you just confirm that for us, please? I'm really enjoying these decks, the Sacred Bee decks. I'm feeling their honey. Let's just say that. I'm feeling their honey. They're dripping honey. Do you have either of them, Anna?
No, and I can't wait to see them because I have no idea what they look like, but I already love that gilding. Wow.
This is the tarot.
I'll let you go first, huh?
Okay. So, Pallavi, one of the things I'm feeling intuitively is that you feel less than grounded. And so I want to encourage you, if this, if this is an ongoing issue, if love is what's coming next for me in love, if you're feeling uncertain or less than confident or teary or whatever's arising, grounding is always a good thing to do, to cook wholesome meals, to walk, to connect with, the earth, the vegetables, the plants in any way that you can, to make sure that you're sleeping enough. I'm feeling less than grounded energy. So I just want to offer that to you, okay, before I read a card, and then we'll see what happens here. Ooh, okay. This is a really beautiful card. I could get my other camera going here, and I might do that when you're talking, Anna. This is the World. I'm going to pull a couple of cards. So, but first of all, when I'm seeing this energy, and also the fact that last night's solar eclipse, this feels kind of timely. I I these I want you to acknowledge the transition of this card, right? The world is a time of transition. It's a time of endings. And perhaps your sense of impatience has to do with being uncomfortable about being at an ending, being at a time where things are, and endings aren't bad things. There's lots of beautiful successes that have come, and lessons that have been learned, and experiences. And so this is a time for you to pause and to enjoy the space of this, while also acknowledge that something new is awakening for you. And it's okay to not know what it is, right? You need to kind of be in the beauty and the celebration of the energy of this card. And it's a significant card. So we want to take that message with beautiful. Okay, so my second card, Queen of Cups. And I look at her lightness. So this is kind of what I was feeling with you. Do you see her wings and the kind of ethereal colors? This is an invitation also to open your heart, or perhaps to reconnect with your heart in a really authentic way. Trust that. I also want to say that get really, really clear about this next step. The world card coming first means something new is opening up, something new is perhaps opening in love. And it's important that you understand your own heart. So take some time for yourself to reflect on that. And I feel like we've had this conversation before. And don't be impatient, because this is an important time for you, for this spaciousness. Okay? Thank you.
Beautiful. I'm just going to add to that. So, look, the way I read is with any question that's about, future, not right now. Um, One card or several cards, but in this case, one card felt right for where you are now, and I got a Four of Cups. And the next card will be advice for where you can go after that, right? So this is where the situation basically, and the next one, which is a major arcana, the Empress, really stern, but just strong Empress, big energy, right? As what you can do, advice for you. So, Four of Cups, um, obviously, the element of water, it's all about emotions and relationships, but don't forget the relationship with yourself as well, right? I'm just going to because it's very similar vibe. Obviously, we're going to get this all the time, Sadhana. Your what you feel and see in the cards, and then what these cards say. Um, it's about this stability and safety also. See how these wings of this creature, maybe with a little bit of a bored face, but still these wings of this creature, they look like a kind of protective dome. I always see it like that. So Four of Cups can be about not being very satisfied in the moment, but actually this might mean also that we're not seeing how precious this moment truly is, because this phase in the process is about, we still have this stability. It is about that grounding element that you were talking about. So I think it's a card that also implies, or an energy that also implies, uh, things need to be timely. Things need to take their time. There needs to be some patience there. And even, in the Empress here, it's a big energy. So things are, moving and growing, because it's the three. I think I see that as a triangle moving upwards, right? It's actually going somewhere and growing. And the four would be the cube of staying put in place. And together they make a little house. Ah, this would be the roof. Um, but, still looking at it numerologically, the four, and then going back to three as the next card in the advice, I think it is about taking a little bit of a step back, what's coming next for you. I think that is okay for it to be a wish, and to know that you're ready, and to know what you want, and what you need. But also don't forget that the moment of the right here and now is also, there's also probably just gifts there that you need as well. So go back to you, to your power that is about growth for you. Because remember what I said about the cups in the beginning? It's about relationship with others, but also relationship with yourself. So maybe you already heard this message, but I'm just gonna say it. Um, Relationship, it starts with yourself, I think. So that's what I see here.
Thank you, Anna. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot. I mean, there's going to be similar vibes between the two decks and our two interpretations. And landing is so important. And also, I didn't notice like that bee is about to land,
Oh yeah.
right? And there's that. I think part of the challenge of the Four of Cups card is that it's that feeling of maybe discomfort with grounding as well too.
Yeah.
Because there's like the fours also represent a restriction, and sometimes people feel suffocated by that.
Yeah. Like it's nothing is moving, and we
Yeah,
want to move out, but it's just
right? So it's almost like that's kind of gross. It's like that triangle is bursting out of the four, right? The three is a response to the four, the suffocation of the four. So if you are feeling suffocated, then breathe, right? Breathe, move, get some fresh air, walk, but take care of yourself. I think both of us are feeling that.
yeah.
You're you're you are an important person in this right now. So we've had some nice comments from Pallavi. Patience is the key, and she said, "I understand," and things like that. So that's great. Okay, so thank you. Um, Let us scroll on down. The weird, Anna, the weird um, emojis that don't show in the StreamYard are the ones that I created for the members on my channel.
Oh,
If you look at YouTube, you can see some of them. That's what they are.
Phoenix, Phoenix, Phoenix.
Yeah. All right, scrolling down to the next question. And thank you, everybody, for the lovely compliments. It's very nice of you. So, Clara, I took your advice to heart, Sadhana, and starting to think big concerning my project. I wonder if you could give me advice on it, look at the challenges, etc. Okay. So part of this backstory was Clara is, well, um, I mean, she's not far away from where you are. I was advising her that she can go anywhere in the world. There was a lot of potential energy. And so there's reasons to stay and there's reasons to go. But I really felt that based on our last reading, that taking her ideas and projects to a more of an international level or a higher level was in her interest. So let's just focus on the possibilities. She's looking for challenges of expanding, moving, growing. She's a young, beautiful, vivacious soul. Yeah. Okay. So I'm
Okay.
going to shuffle. I don't like to focus necessarily on the negative, but if challenges do arise, I will definitely speak to them. So I'm going to want to ask the question about as we bring awareness as far as growing and expanding product, what is it that we need to be aware of and supporting her as she grows? And often, with every growth, there are growing pains. First thing that comes to me intuitively is expectations. Expectations. We need to put expectations away and just let things move organically as they need to move, because you have that kind of energy that will support the growth. And expectations come from fear, right? So we want to kind of back shelf the expectations. Expectations and intentions are different. Anna, how do you feel about that? What I just said, expectations and intentions are different.
Oh yeah, definitely. Um, I feel like with intentions we have much more. See, this is where English becomes a problem. Intentions, we have so much more, I don't know, of our own willpower and our own power, maybe. It's just an easy way of saying it. Expectations. Expectations come from fear. That's when I need to think about a little bit. But I think there's definitely something there.
Or expectations might come from cultural or
Yeah.
family tradition as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, do you
Mhm.
want to go first?
All right. Okay, let's see just which card comes up for you. Aha, the Nine of Wands. Yeah, okay, here we are. Look at that. So this is, we're definitely diving right into the challenge. Um, I like in this deck that the wands, which is the element of fire, are actually the greenest suit. So it always gives so much growth energy with all of these leaves, growing there. But obviously, this person doesn't look like it too much in this deck, but has gone through, it being the nine, has gone through a big journey already. So actually, we say the 10 in the tarot would be the end, but actually, that's the end and the new beginning. The nine is the real end of the sequence, at least how I see it. Um, and it really gives back this what's the word, responsibility to you, actually, to make these things happen and to see um you truly are passionate about and what you want. Because I think, yeah, I mean, the world is definitely open for you. Looking at this card, doing some path working with it, I remember seeing full 360 degrees of just mountains and a wonderful, beautiful yeah, surroundings and a beautiful horizon just there waiting for you to explore and do something there. But um, I think where I was going before is to understand what you, yeah, what you are passionate about. So I think it's maybe the first or the next steps, because it looks like you are already, doing this, but the next step would be to um, direct your energy a little bit, I think, yeah, more closely, or more, in a more focus way towards what you want to do next, instead of having all of these options open, because that might be a little bit overwhelming. That might be a little bit too much stress, and too much, asking too much of your time, asking too much of your energy, also, I think, because um, maybe I'm getting a little bit, you want too much. And it's okay to want. I love people who want. Please want more. But want from your soul, want from your heart, want from the truth, from something that's real inside of you. So it's not about achieving, it's just about doing these things that your heart wants. That's what I see.
Thank you. Thank you. And I feel that I can just segue to this beautifully. So the first card I have is the six. So this is the Six of Cups. So there's two things here. One is feels very much artistically as an enjoy the journey kind of energy. There is communion here for sure. There is connection. The key word you can see, of course, is pleasure, but there is enjoyment of the process. And before I get into the numerology and what the sixes mean and all that kind of stuff, I love this art because these bees are, while they're doing their work, there is there's pleasure in. I'm thinking of the humans that are listening to those beautiful harmonious sounds of the buzzing bees, and we all appreciate the sense of the flowers. So there's this connection that is really important. So don't get lost in the what I was feeling earlier. Don't get lost in the expectations. Really enjoy the process, the creativity of the process. And six is such a powerful, beautiful number. So Anna had a nine, I have a six. These threes, right, that bear down to threes are are a way for you to feel the divinity of your process as well too. Like they're magical. And the six being at the center of the tree of life, it's a gorgeous number. It's the hexagram, it's the union of the masculine and the feminine. It's so beautiful, Clara, right? And we're at the heart space, and here you have the Six of Cups. So feel your heart, feel the process, feel the process. Don't get overwhelmed by the process. Okay, there's a you're on your way. You're on your way. And then I did pull a second card, and it's the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Truth, which makes perfect sense to what Anna was saying. So the focus is absolutely necessary.
Oh my God, these cards. They're so cool.
Yeah, they're really cool.
The eyes.
The focus is absolutely necessary. Now, when I was looking at this on the table, and I forgot because it was kind of in the dark, but the hilt of the sword is covering the queen's mouth, right? So her mouth is shut, and her third eye, her eyes, her three-dimensional eyes are wide open. So this kind of goes back to what I was saying at the very beginning, right? Intention is really important. Focus, intention. See, yeah, that's weird. I didn't even need to pull cards. So
It's the affirmation of the feeling.
it is, and
Yeah.
that's often the way it is. Yeah.
Mm-mm. And I mean, the wands, the swords, active elements going outwards into the world, but then still there's water in the queen, there's water in the cups. So it's still from the heart.
Mhm. Yeah. All is good, Clara. All is good. Not to worry. Now, I saw in the chat that I missed a reading, so I'm going to go back up just a little bit. And thank you very much to Donna for navigating that. Ruchi, there we go. How next 2 months going to be for me in terms of love? So, love question. Okay. I just want to spread these cards out on the table and just stare at them. It's so pretty.
Did you show them on your channel already?
I haven't done a review. I'm not really an unboxing kind of gal. I like to kind of work with my decks and then say something meaningful.
Yeah, that's even better.
I haven't had it that long.
Yeah. It'll take a little while then.
This is actually a first printing Kickstarter. And I have a PO box in the US. And because of COVID, I couldn't get to my PO box in the US. So this deck, I think, arrived in January or February 2020. 2020.
Oh
Right?
yeah, okay.
It arrived just before the US border closed for vehicles.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then I finally just got it.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I got the oracle just the other day. Okay, so Ruchi, sending you lots of love and light, and I feel like I want to send you motherly protection for some reason as well. Motherly love, motherly support. I feel also like my throat is very, very blocked. I have a repeating card. Do you want to go, Anna, or do you want me to go?
No, go ahead.
I always need to speak to my empathic kind of sensations. And so, Ruchi, the whole throat thing is, really important. Young women developing their sense of identity and finding their voice can be really challenging, especially if you are in a family or a culture where that is not necessarily feels free, like you don't have the freedom to express yourself. And so connecting to your heart and really knowing your heart is super, super important. And you have the same card as we had in the first reading, this Queen of Cups energy, right? So she is the double water element. And so this, this tells me, this also shows me that there's a lot of water going around, right, in your energy body right now. Lots of emotions, and perhaps part of this is connected to, and not necessarily shadow, but you getting to know your all aspects of yourself. So I want to encourage you to take some time to really, again, know what you want, and to find your voice, to find your heartfelt voice. Your voice can be sweet. It can be as sweet as honey and kind and all of that, but it has to be true. It really, really has to be true. The second card is the wheel. So I feel as if this combination of cards, and I'm looking at it's very blue and very orange, and I love that. I love the balance that is showing up here. But things are beginning to shift and to move, and so my best advice is just to flow with that, and to be with that. Today, not today, well, just a few hours ago, we moved into the energy of the new moon in Sagittarius. And if you are in India, I know your Vedic astrology is Scorpio, right? So the new moon would be in Scorpio, but either way, it's a new moon energy. And so sitting down this evening, really doing a little bit of journaling, getting clear about and talking to spirit, talking to whatever deities you speak to, talking to God about your intentions and getting really clear about this next turn of the cycle and what it is that you want and what it is that you would like to come forward, making sure that you have put that out there too, because your voice is as important as everybody else's. Okay. Okay. Go for it, Anna.
All right. Well, I too got a repeat card. I loved the way you started, Sadhana, because you said motherly energy. And we got the Empress. This is in another position, though. This is kind of what you can expect situation. So, yeah, I think actually this, I do always see the Empress in no matter what deck as growth, as creativity, as doing your own thing and listening to yourself. But it's interesting that you got the Queen of Cups. That to me is the twin card of the High Priestess. And yet, we have the Empress here. It's much more of an earthy energy, I actually feel. So there is some pride there, I think. Um, I think I just need to connect it to the next card because you were talking about, did I do that right? Yeah. You were talking about just going with the flow. Here's the Eight of Coins, so earth energy, going with the flow. But this is, the typical work card. We actually see a ladder in between the coins that you can grab onto and climb. Um, but I feel it's often misunderstood. It's not about hard work. It's not just about hard work. It's not just about um, making things happen and just bending the forces and energies around you, or really trying so hard. It still is about going with the flow, but I see this much more as a just trying to tweak every time you repeat something. So it's not really repetition then at that point, right? It's not trying the same thing over and over again, expecting different results, right? With that creativity next to it. It's actually trying new things and trying to perfect it, or trying to make it better, trying to make it fit you more. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, it's a learning process, I think.
It's getting to know the best version of yourself, you know? Like, and part of this, Ruchi had, I'm not going to put the comment up because I'll lose the place in the chat, but Ruchi said, after a long time, I've started to think about myself and my aspirations. So yeah, so to know that yeah, just listen to that. And perhaps that my sense of mothering energy is wanting to give you that strength and maybe also permission to be the kind of mother that says you have permission to do that, Not all mothers do that for their children.
Oh, I lost my thingy, sorry.
I can still hear you. Yeah.
Technical difficulties over here, but
Your voice I can hear perfectly. Okay. Thank you, Ruth. All right. So scrolling on down. Just so you know, we're taking our time with these readings, and I don't know how many readings we're going to do, and we'll be on for about an hour. And thank you for your patience. I guess that's what I'm saying here. All right, where are we at? Susanna. Oh, Ana Luisa is in Rio. So that's cool. We're all over the world. Is there anybody from the African continent in the chat? Wouldn't that be nice if we had the whole world here? Oh, and Clara is from Ostrava. It's the third largest city in the Czech Republic. Okay. And you are neighbors, practically neighbors with Elena. Okay, we're at Evangelina now. Ceramic career. Ooh, that's a cool question. To get lots of pentacles are coming up, or get
Exactly.
that eight of pentacles card, or I think about the Anna, do you know the Queen of Pentacles in the textured tarot?
No, I don't know.
No. She's actually making pottery.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
She's like in an outdoor garden studio, kind of like do you know Demi Moore in the movie Ghost, when she was making pottery, that seductive scene with,
I think so.
anyway, she's yeah, she's making pottery.
That's
Anyway,
nice.
yes, Evangelina, we will give you some advice on your ceramic career for sure.
Always need to sniff the deck.
I'm just going to stick with this deck. I'm enjoying building my relationship with it. All right. And I want to thank everybody in the chat as well too, who participates and supports one another. It's really beautiful to see your connections, and thank you for adding to our readings in any way that feels kind and supportive and nurturing of each other.
I have a card here.
Go ahead.
So we got some earth energy, but also with air. The King of Stones, which in the Wildwood Tarot is the wolf, howling at the full moon in wintertime, obviously. Okay, so I love this. I was going to read whatever card came up as positive advice anyway. If it was a negative card without not reading the negative side, obviously, because we have, growth and making, creation, and then also destruction. But here it's all about actually protection. I see this as protection. Yeah, so it would be the airy part of Earth, right? The King of Pentacles, and this is the father archetype. So the advice here is to be your own father, like protect yourself, know where your boundaries are, have a really healthy relationship with your career, your work. And I think the main thing is just to have this sense of purpose, and to have this sense of you are providing, whether that is true in a financial sense, or in a spiritual sense, or in an emotional sense, or whatever is important to you and makes you feel comfortable and safe. It's about not having a house, but having a home, and not understanding the difference there. So really building that. And I think also just the advice is also just about realizing that your process, what you are doing now, you've already accomplished this. That's what I'm feeling. You've already accomplished this, and it's about what I said, this protection, and keeping this, real and important and alive. And yeah, I think that's it. So that realization, and if you feel maybe something is a little bit off, or there is some lack somewhere, make sure that you fill that gap, and make a whole again. It's all about this whole energy, and having this overview on where your happiness lives. So that's what I'm seeing here.
Hmm. Okay, so be careful what you ask for. What did I say? Wouldn't it be nice if we had a bunch of pentacles?
Oh no.
And I got 2 5s.
Oh, yeah. That's
Okay.
just the ones you don't really want.
But the part, and I'll show you these cards in a second, but to me, to be in the fives is to be in the, I mean, the six is the heart, but the the to be in the fives is to be in the, I don't know what the word is. Like you're in the crux, right? You're in
The,
the,
the bridge.
yeah, it is the bridge. For sure it's the bridge, but you're doing the work, like you're in this. So I want you to feel like what is on the other side of that bridge, anything is possible. And when you say that word, and I often use the word bridge as well too, maybe this is time to burn a particular bridge. Maybe there's been too many, you've been going in too many directions, or perhaps there has been competition that has been unnerving you a little bit. Like this, I want you to emerge. What am I feeling here? I don't want you to. I feel like that this message is about um, emerging clearer, emerging clearer. The other five, which is the five of discs, this little bee is looking into a door, right? So this little bee is approaching something perhaps they haven't approached before. And so I don't want to not acknowledge the sacredness of the fives. Sometimes we forget about the star inside the pentacles, right? And the idea with the five and the five-pointed star is very much a sacred, magical number that connects all of the elements together. And so I want you to embrace this. I want you to embrace two fives rather than going, oh my God, suddenly I pulled two fives, There's something about this that feels, I feel like a layering, a, a focus, a progress. So don't feel disheartened about that. Anna turned over a card from the Wildwood Tarot, so I have mine here all the time. So I grabbed it, and the card that I got was the balance card.
Mm.
So what I see here in the balance card is that kind of the intersection of these two energies. And I know that discs is not water, but there's an intersection of the active and the receptive energy. So as you're going through and building this business, I mean, this is the same with anything we're doing. I mean, balance is always something that we want to achieve, but yeah. So there are things that you need to let go of, and there are things you need to bring in. So make sure that you're not. I feel like this message is one of letting some stuff go. Letting some stuff go.
Mm-hmm. Now, maybe it is related to what you were talking about, right? This, uh, what's the word? The not the fight, but the with others, the comparing and
Or the competition. If there is
competition.
competition. Yeah.
Mm.
Um, the King of Stones is so secure in who they are. So perhaps this part of this is a process of self-doubt that you're going through. And you're just peeling away these layers. It's a natural part of the process of peeling away layers to reach that. I mean, the King of Stones for a business kind of reading is a beautiful card.
Mm-hmm. And it's also nice with, the wildwood, getting that feeling to get this deck for this person. And then later on, she commented, wolf is their spirit or animal. Yeah, spirit
Ah,
animal. Well, that's extra.
beautiful.
That's basically what your guide, where you need to go, right? And then I feel like your part of the reading is the more like the challenges now, somehow.
Mm.
And the fives, the fives, we always worry about the fives and and some of the tens, just like the tower, or death card, all of those scary cards. But fives are in a sense also a little bit misunderstood because it's not like you read them, very balanced. like that temperance art card that you showed.
Mhm.
Um, it's not all negative. It's just a growth and a process, and also progress, because we don't want to be stuck in the four all the time. That would be stuck. We need to
Exactly.
break through.
Look at the color behind the church here.
Mm,
Isn't that gorgeous?
beautiful, and very green also.
Yeah, I do. I do. And Evangelina just commented, I feel the fives energy and that I'm building my path of authenticity right now.
Mm.
Hmm. Yeah, beautiful. Okay. All right. I want to say hi. I saw somebody else, another name that I hadn't seen, Maria. Welcome, Maria. Hello, hello. And there was a comment from Susanna. Isn't that wonderful when you just find a channel, you don't know how it ends up on your feed and you end up following them? I know that's happened to me a couple of times, and I've just found some amazing channels quite by accident.
Yeah, definitely. Same here.
Yeah. Okay, let's go to Joseph.
Mm.
Joseph. Okay, put this one away. Um, so this is career focused. I'd like to have a reading about career and what to focus on for my work that would bring happiness and income.
What to focus on for my work?
I'm going to let you go first because I know Joseph quite well.
Okay. So I think my card will just be a jumping off point, right? What to
Yeah.
focus on for my work. I got it. Oh, a challenging card. So 8 of Arrows, struggle is the key word. That would be the 8 of Swords, right? So we're talking about the fours and that all being very stable. Well, with the eights, we get that double. So like hyperstability. That is, I think, a big part of where the challenge and difficulties come from with many of the eights. Um, 8 of Swords, right? This mental struggle, mental, I think, uncertainty, doubts, fears, maybe talking down to yourself sometimes, or not being able to communicate things well. All of that is a part of that energy. It's the part of the realm of the mind, and it's all about the headspace actually. And here we see this person, in the cold, really struggling through the snow, um, on this journey, on this path. And it's, I think, a perspective thing, which I think is good as a jumping off card. I wouldn't just leave it at one card, right? So it's a perspective thing. I think what to focus on, what would bring you happiness and income, as you said. So I think this, to make it a practical advice, would be to have very clear ideas and plans, what you need to do, what is coming, so that you are never um, running after the facts, that you are never just in that stress mode, or thinking, oh my god, I'm so stuck now, I'm so tied down now, I don't know what to do, and it's just too much. It's just too much. It's like stress and anxiety, and all of those things I said before, all those lovely things we don't want. So the practical advice here is to change that hyperstability into something that you actually want and can use. So, that's why I'm thinking uh, planning and making clear plans and having it all very, step by step, I think would work with being in the moment and enjoying it and doing a good job in the moment. Um, what's that word? Um, I think it's just about uh, I don't know, something about your energy, how you can divide, maybe. I'm looking for a word. How you can divide your energy or your time. So to make that into something positive instead of something that is, stressing you out. Like I said, I wouldn't usually keep it at one card, but I think I'm gonna trust you, Sadhana, to use this card as a jumping off point.
I feel so I've been staring. I have two cards. I've been staring. So the first card was the Queen of Wands, and I've been staring at this card and thinking about, well, there's a few things. One is I was thinking about, I mean, I'm always looking at the metaphor of the mask. There's this queen is wearing a mask. And there was something you said about Joseph's authenticity. I forget exactly what you said, but there's a light, the Queen of Wands is such a relaxed, uh, friendly, fun energy. The Queen of Wands energy is that she's the magnet. They are the magnet in the room. And maybe there's a sense of, I don't want to use the word playfulness because it doesn't feel like her vibe, but I want to go back to the mask because I kept staring at that and wondering what was behind the mask. Is there something? And the costume is so eccentric here in this picture. So I'm feeling like, is there something that you've been playing with that you have feared trying? Is there something um, that you haven't dared step into because it feels a little risky? Because the Queen of Wands would not question risk. The Queen of Wands would go for it and try it and give it her best effort. And the queen energy always has the heart, right? So she's the balance of the fire and the water, and which feels exactly what you need. So she can burst. If you look at the Queen of Wands and the woman in that strife card side by side, they both have this kind of bursting forth energy.
There we are.
Look at, like, she's walked through that frozen lake and hasn't fallen in the lake, right? So Joseph, you haven't fallen in the lake. You've made it across the lake. Like, that next step is right there. And I'm going to laugh and say I don't want to say I'm sorry, but I know I've had this message for you before. And there's something about the feminine energy and the family connections. And I remember we've talked about this, and I don't know if it was daughters-in-law or your daughters or bringing the feminine energy into your business. This three of discs is so pink and so red, and it's just full of life and blood and action. It's at the core of the flower. And I know that you hesitated with this advice before, but I want you to, there's something about it. I don't know what it is. And perhaps there's a self-assurance that you're not seeing as well too. You are brighter and stronger and able to lead the pack in a way that you don't give yourself credit for.
Mhm.
Yeah. Is there anything else you want to say, Anna?
No, no, I think it's beautiful. I mean, looking at this card, it's oh, so strong. It's so like it's all about learning, obviously. Also, it's part of the mind, the realm of the mind with the swords, arrows, learning these lessons. So every struggle, everything that doesn't work, that seems to be a failure at the time, um we bring with us the lessons from these things. So um it's a strength, actually.
Hmm. It is. It is.
Yeah.
And lovely response from Joseph. So thank you. Thank you. So sit with that
Oh,
and let
good.
that percolate over the weekend. Yeah. Okay. So we are just past the hour, but I'm kind of feeling like I just want to do one more. Is that okay, Anna? Are you okay
Yeah,
for
definitely. Hmm.
Okay. So let's go to Susanna's question and we'll wind up with that reading. But I want to acknowledge there's some couple other people that have come in and Amy Lee, Peace Ninja Woman. Hello, all. I've been here holding space while going about my kitchen. So much love to you as well, too. And for those of you that are in the chat and we're not getting to your question today, I'll be back on Tuesday. I do live readings every Tuesday. So there's another opportunity for you there. And I don't think I said hi to Anne. Feel like I haven't seen you for ages as well either. So hello, welcome. Okay, so we're going to go to Susanna. And this is our final question for today. Focusing on Susanna's core energy. Is there anything else you want to add to that, Susanna, while we shuffle? Anna, when you read the words core energy, where do you go with that?
Question for my core energy. Well, reading this question, I just thought your basic need right now. But obviously core can mean different things, and bring that to a little bit more depth. But I had this feeling of just what Susanna needs right now. What about you? What do you feel?
Well, the yogi in me wants to go to solar plexus chakra,
Hmm.
Manipura fire, reclaiming your fire, finding that internal passion. Core also, physically speaks to that internal strength that we need to stand tall.
Yeah,
Right.
that life force, right?
Right. Without core strength, we kind of look like this, right?
Mhm. It's
So
the axis also.
yes. Okay. So this is for you, Susanna.
Yeah, Susanna added, I can't find myself self. All right. So let's do it, just the energy that you need to bring in. That's what I'm doing. Not necessarily right now, but like for you.
So as soon as I read that self and I started to let the question digest in my physical body, so with the yoga stuff and developing Manipura chakra, solar plexus chakra, one of the things you could do is place your hands on your belly, place your hands on your navel center and focus on deep belly breaths. And as the diaphragm descends with the inhale breath, really allow the softness, right? A lot of the times we walk around trying to suck those abs in and we don't get full breath because we're trying to suck the gut in, right? And so I was reading that and then I was thinking about, big Buddha belly breaths. And then I pull the Buddha.
Wow.
This is the
Hierophant.
Hierophant card.
The master.
And also, the integration of teacher student, but also I'm feeling a vulnerability in your question. And perhaps this is a time of opening up and setting intention. We're at an intention, right? New moon energy. The intention for a teacher to present themselves, a guide to present themselves, to support you through this next leg of your journey, because you're feeling, I sense that vulnerability. But awakening and energizing solar plexus chakra is something that you can simply do, Susanna, by lying on your back. You can sit up and do it as well too. Placing your hands on your tummy, covering up your navel center with one or both hands, and just really allowing all of that tightness to relax. And so when you breathe in, you really do get a big, full Buddha belly. And then as you relax, everything contracts and moves towards the spine. So, this awareness with breath can be very, very powerful. And it can also help to make you feel safe as well too, focusing on breath here. I'm not sure how old you are, but this is, I hesitate to speak to this, without personal information, because this is big work, big work. But I would definitely put out an intention there to, for a teacher, for a guide to present themselves. Yeah.
Lovely. I got for you the Queen of Wands. Water of fire. So look, my first thought here is Queen of Wands doesn't care about what anybody thinks of her, or maybe even more accurately, she makes it into a sport to make sure no she makes it into a sport to um, not fit the standard or the expectations of others, or maybe even yourself. It's, I think, just about taking on this challenge to just do what you want in the moment. And I think also it's funny how we get such a fiery, almost wild, but still loving, right, energy, um, in a question where you ask about core and yourself, because all of that is about finding oneself. And this, I think, is a advice um, to break through old patterns and to um, challenge yourself. I think also just to think outside the box, or to you know what I mean, just this, go on this adventure and just see where it takes you. Because what I was going to say, it's about that finding yourself, right, and the vulnerability that Sadhana was talking about. Beautiful, also feel that. But this is such a, it's like that power that you have inside of you, and that you just need to bring out a little bit more, I think, um, these days, to go out and see how far you can go, where the line really lies for you, and to surprise yourself. You surprise yourself. Let's not glance over that. That's actually a big thing, to surprise yourself, to see, oh, well, I actually can do this, or I might have been afraid or hesitant at first, and then look at me now. You know, those types of experiences, that maybe right now don't feel like something you have space for. But those experiences, I think, or those just that thought pattern, just that thought, just those thoughts, those intentions, that willpower of the fire, uh, brings, has the ability to bring you closer to yourself, to your own beautiful core energy, the way you said it first.
Mm. Susanna just said, I have the love, and to let go is difficult.
That's the challenge, to let go.
To let go. And so the energy of fire is highly transformative.
Mm,
It can burn through, it can help to burn through. So on a really practical level, sometimes we just need to bring the element to life, like light a whole bunch of candles. Like if you have a fireplace in your home, make sure the fireplace is always lit. Connect with the element of fire. Embrace the element of fire as an element of major transformation. If there's old stuff from love that you want to get rid of, burn it in the fire. Like allow the energy of transformation to work for you. Embrace that element. So the Queen of Wands does whatever she wants to do.
mm-hmm.
Right? She doesn't, like Anna said, she doesn't care. So don't worry if what you want to do is what other people don't want to do. This is time to let you be you and to feel that freedom. It's about, I don't know, like putting on that sexy dress, or if maybe it's not a sexy dress, it's doing what you want to do, what makes you feel alive and vital and amazing.
Mm,
So yeah. So go for it. And somewhere in there may be, um, I can't. There's, the inner teacher. When we talk about the guru energy, I'm connecting this to the Hierophant. So the guru energy, the guru is the dispeller of darkness, right? And so the dispeller of darkness helps us to see the light. And the guru, of course, lives within. And sometimes we have to find the mentor without, because we can't do it by ourselves. But that light, that life force within you is there. And so you need to claim it.
mm-hmm. And I love that Susanna totally got the message. It's the challenge to not care, she's saying now. And yes, that is what I was trying to say. um, she makes it into you can take on the role of the Queen of Wands, and also find your own, the master, again, this bridge between man and spirituality, inside yourself, but to kind of see it as something fun also to do. It's not just to, um, do this whole big transformative thing. It's also, you can have fun while doing it, and then you'll see it will, you'll adopt this Queen of Wands, or get this, put on the crown of the Queen of Wands, right? More and more, just to, because then you can see, uh, how much fun it is to, um, oh, I'm having so much trouble, like, saying this right, but it's there in my brain. The challenge to not care. Yeah, I mean, it's challenge yourself. Yeah, exactly. Challenge yourself to, um, not care. See what it does with you. Also, like, there's the deck. See what it does for you, like that experiential knowledge, to not just, oh, I care about what people think, and just not do it, but just try things out, experiment, see where it takes you, and then you'll see, it's like that, training a muscle almost.
Yeah.
After a while, it's just, who cares, and I'm just going to do what I want and therefore need. And, very long-winded way of saying Susanna got it.
Yeah. No, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Yeah. So I hope Kay and others whose questions were not answered, we'll see you another time. And really just know that we all really appreciate your presence and your um, activeness in the chat. It's beautiful to see everybody connecting in that way. Yeah. So thank you. Thank you all for being here today. And thank you, Anna. Really appreciate it. So you hang around just for a second and we'll say goodbye to everybody. And Anna, what's coming up next for you on your channel?
More Vlogmas stuff. Yeah, I think that's mostly it. I am thinking about changing something, but I'll let you know in time.
Okay, good. So for those of you that don't know, Vlogmas is a VR to Papa Squirrel Tarot. And so a lot of people are doing a tarot challenge, a prompt today. So today is what was the prompt for today, Anna?
Least favorite card in the deck, which I connected to the holidays. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Well,
Yeah. So I want to say thank you also for inviting me to your channel. So much fun.
oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. It's been a blast. Okay. Bye, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Namaste.